So wanted to start talking, and thank you for bearing with for the delay here. Thanks, Alex, as well. Had some tech issues there. So why you may not want to introduce yourself as a financial advisor. And I wanted to really make this interactive today. So let's do this as well. What are your top problems? I'd love to ask about your top problems and top barriers as a financial advisor, CFA, CFP. Just in the chat, guys, let me know, because I want to give you some real value here. I want to help out, and I want to make sure I talk to you guys and your specific issues and problems. I have a really cool presentation today, some things to share, but really I wanted to share with you guys some of the things I wanted to talk about. But first, let's see, anyone paste in the link if you want what you would like to talk about, what you want me to talk about, guys. Feel free, paste in the chat. Hey, Dwayne, what's going on, brother? How are you? Let me know, guys. So one of the reasons why you may not want to introduce yourself as a financial advisor or anyone, whether you're a coach or a trainer or whatever, is because people, they put us in boxes, right? People put us in boxes too much. And you can say whatever it is you are, a coach, trainer, you name it. People will put us in this box, so to speak, right? And it's not an ideal thing, because what happens is they're going to quantify you, and they're going to say, okay, an advisor, I already know what he does or she does, or a trainer or an inventor or whatever, real estate agent, mortgage broker. So if someone says, what do you do? And guys, please feel free to continue put any barriers, roadblocks, challenges you have as advisors in the chat. That way I can talk to you guys and what you need. So the reason you may not want to say, well, I'm an advisor or I'm a coach, is, like I said, people put you in a box, and then they may also discount what you do, right? They may discount you and think, oh, okay, well, that's not useful, right? Or I already know that. And they shuts their brain down. They shut their learning down, and you get this, or they leave, or they go and pitch themselves without learning about you and your unique value. Or if it's a client, again, maybe they already have a perception or any perception of a financial advisor in this case, or financial planner, CFP, whatever you would call yourself. And we get put in this box, whether it's a good one or not a good one, right? Or whether it's a neutral one, but maybe it's not helpful. Maybe you do certain things and special things as a financial advisor. Maybe you do certain things and special things as a mentor for people financially. I have a friend, she calls herself a financial doctor. Right. And it's interesting how Annie calls herself a financial doctor, because people are like, well, that's interesting. Tell me more about that. Or what does a financial doctor do? Or why would I care? But at least it prompts a conversation. I wouldn't even do that necessarily. If someone says, what do you do? Well, I help people blank. I help people, let's say, live well and live in abundance now, and also save money for tomorrow so they can retire rich, or something like that. So it really, the outcomes, because people don't care what we do. They don't care who we are. They care about the outcomes, and what are the outcomes that you're going to get them, right? That's what people care about. So is it having more money right now? Is it being able to, if something happens to them, to have either insurance or money for a rainy day fund, or when they retire, to retire well and not have to live in a crappy home and not go on any vacations? They can go on great vacations. They can spend their money on family. They can take the kids and grandkids on really cool trips. They can afford to live the life they want and continue living the life they want. So what are these things, guys? And we can certainly feel free to share in the chats. What are you hearing from your customers? What are they telling you want? What are those end goals? And what are the big things that are really actually important to them? And if you don't know, that can be a problem. It can also explain why your conversions are not as high as they may be, not as high as you want them to be, right? So that's one key thing I want you to get at. And you see my picture here in the background. Apparently, it's not quite out of the out of the camera view. So I'm just going to tilt up a little bit. There we go. So okay. So that's the thing. So step one, someone says, what do you do? Or who are you? What do you do? And you say, well, I help people blank, and insert one or two or three benefits here, versus I'm a coach or an advisor, or I'm a mentor, or I'm a this or that. And I love to do it because, share a story about yourself. People will buy your why. People buy your why. They don't buy really what you do. For example, if someone said to you, you could make $1 million a year by standing on your head 2 hours a day, would you do it? Probably, right? You'd probably do it. So that's the thing. And that's what I want to get at here, guys. And that's what's so important is people don't care what we are or what we do. They care about the things, the outcomes, the benefits we get for them. So what I want you to do is be aware of that. So, hey, my name is James. I am I help people do this, right? So instead of I'm a financial advisor, I help people, and I'll just give you some examples here. Live abundantly now, retire wealthy, and also give back, or whatever you want, right? Give back and make an impact while they're alive, whatever it is. And then next thing you want to do is share your why. That's step 2 to credibility. Is share your why. I do this because I learned a lot in the past, or I was struggling in the past, and now I am here. I make great money doing what I love, helping people, and I can work from the cottage or work from wherever. Right? That's what I want you guys to really get. And then, that reminds me of a story. This is key too. That reminds me of a story. And tell a really quick customer story, especially if you know anything about them. Tell a customer story that's similar to them and their problems, their challenges, their desires. That reminds me of a story. I was working with Fred the other week and Sally, and they were a married couple, and they weren't making as much as they wanted in their job. They were paying too much taxes, and they couldn't find a way to pay less taxes and structure things to pay less taxes in their life and thus save more, because they wanted to go on cruises when they're older, and they wanted to be able to take the kids and their grandkids to Disney World and retire wealthy. But they also wanted to live now. Instead of saving all their pennies, they wanted to live wealthy now. So I helped them do this. I taught them this and that, and they loved it, and they're happy, and now they're on their way to a blah, blah, blah. Now, you don't have to make it as long-winded as I just made it, but I'm trying to show you a way to structure your, what do you do? Again, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 benefits. I help people to blank, 1 or 2 or 3 max, right? I love this because, or the reason I do this is because share your why. People really will buy your why and your excitement, because there's a lot of competition out there, yet people only will resonate with you, or maybe they'll resonate with someone else out there. So again, what is your why? Why do you do this? I do this because I want to help people make a big impact. I want to, drop a pebble in a pond and make a huge impact on the world, on society, on people, and on the environment. That's why I teach people who make an impact. That's why I teach people, and I love to teach people who help others, just like you guys. Let me know any questions so far, by the way, guys. And again, any barriers, concerns, objections, we can certainly discuss today too. So the 3 elements of creating rapport, trust, and credibility is telling them the outcomes, the benefits. People don't care about features. People don't really, again, to a limited degree, how many certificates you have. Yes, they want credibility that you are certified and you have knowledge. Really, people don't care. I have all kinds of, too many to name, certifications. People don't care. They care, can this person help me? Do I resonate with them? People will pick you over someone else, even if you charge more, even if you have less credentials. People pick you over someone else because they like you more, they trust you more, and you've created more credibility with them. So that's what we want to do. And that's why, like I said in the title of the talk, you may not want to call yourself a financial advisor, at least initially. Well, I help people live wealthy now, save money for the future, and give back while they're alive. Live a legacy and leave a legacy while they're alive. And what jazzes me, or why I do this, or why I'm so pumped up or excited to do this, is because I blah blah blah, and through this knowledge, I've transformed my my financial life, and now I have this, and I can do this, and I'm saving for a rich future, and I'm loving today. I'm living today. And that reminds me, or you remind me, or hey, in fact, I had a customer I was talking to the last week, and Fred and Jane were telling me how they, like I said, wanted to save money and pay less taxes, and they couldn't save money because they paid too much taxes, too many bills. So we structured it in a way, and we got them in certain, again, very short. So they were able to pay less taxes, reduce their tax burden, and actually save more money with the same amount of income. So that's what I do. And by explaining it that way, it doesn't take long, guys. Again, keep it short and concise. By explaining it that way, you're going to have instant trust, instant credibility with people. Wow, because you have the proof. You have that credibility of a customer story. You have your why. People care. Like, oh, wow, they're different. This is really interesting. I'm hearing about their why and their story and why they do this. And people will buy your why, like I said. And then again, people, they want the outcomes. They don't care what we do. They don't care about our features. It's like, what will you get me? If I work with you or I pay you money, what is the outcome? What will you get me? Any questions so far? I'll pause for a second. I'll pause for a second, and then you guys can let me know. Any questions, concerns, comments? Cool. All right. So what do you want to do, guys? How do you create strong rapport with people, strong trust with people, and how do you create a lot of value? That way, when you call or you email, people will pick your email to respond to you first. People will pick up your phone when you call versus, oh, it's Fred again, or it's James again, or oh, it's Alex again, or it's Dwayne again, or it's Deeper again. There's like, oh wow, I need to pick up this call. Find ways of sharing value. And so the number one question you want to be asking in your head when you meet someone or when you're working with someone is, how can I help this awesome person? How can I serve them? How can I help them? Versus, well, I hope they buy, or I hope they buy because I got to pay off my mortgage or my credit card bills. I hope they buy because I'm my debt, or this or that, or I haven't closed that many people this week, or whatever, right? All the stuff, all that crap that goes on in our brain that makes us less present and not really listening. And I'll explain that, and now that's detrimental later. But really what it does though, is if you're really trying to sell them and you're making it all about you, you're going to screw up the sale. You're going to screw up the relationship. I promise you, your sales will go up tenfold when you really, and not just, oh yeah, I want to help them, when you really actually genuinely desire to help them, and you're making it about them, making it about the service, making it about the value you're giving. Then, well, I hope they buy, or hope they shut up and sign the contract soon. Or I hope they buy from me because I got to pay this thing off, or I'm worried about finances. No, that's guys, that energy goes out. People will feel that, they'll sense that, and they'll run like hell. The other thing that makes them run like hell is pushiness, is salesiness. I'll tell you a story about someone. I'll call him Bob. He'll remain nameless, as will his company he works for. So we met a networking group. And he's like, hey, let's get together. I'd love to have a meeting with you. I said, great, let's have a meeting. I'd love to learn more and to refer to you. I said, I already have an advisor. I'm fairly well equipped here, but I said, I'd love to learn more, love to refer to you, see what you do. And I just love meeting people. And so we got to the office, and he's like, hey, well, come into this consultation room. He's like, I need you to fill out these things. I need you to fill out this paperwork and these forms. And he's like, I gotta get a water. And so it takes a little while to fill out the form. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? And immediately he just, instead of creating relationships, he focused on his, I'll call it a commodity. We all have commodities, right? He's focusing on his commodity. So instead of that, I encourage you guys, especially during these times, focus on relationships, focus on value, focus on giving people value. And that is one of the key things. Focus on value. That way, how can I give this person value? How can I help this person? Even if it's not through my business or your business, guys, how can I help this person? Can I refer them to someone? Hey, I thought of you the other day. Here's an article. I thought of you when I saw this. Or you know what? I met someone the other day. You should totally connect with them. Just find ways to give value, guys. Offer value, especially value that doesn't necessarily take more of your time. Maybe you create an article or a book or an ebook or a cheat sheet on what you do, or the cheat sheet to whatever. Let's say they're interested in Bitcoin, or tax savings, the cheat sheet to tax savings for entrepreneur, or the cheat sheet to tax savings for a corporate person. Find ways, videos. Maybe it's a mini video course. I'm designing a mini NLP video course, in fact. And what I can do, guys, as well, in the chat here, I can give you that course as well before I start charging for it. Right now, it's a work in progress, although about 60% completed. So I'm happy to give you this free course. It's just simply unleashyourpower.com/free course. Really complex. Unleashyourpower.com/free course. And that's a course on mindset, a course on NLP, a course on communication, influence, and having less stress and enjoying what you do more. So getting back to Bob. Bob had again, really got me, he almost roping me in, and he's like, well, so what do you think? You gonna sign? He's like, so what do you think? He's like, he looked at the forms, and I've half filled them out. He's like, you didn't finish them. I'm like, well, I didn't really come here in the context of hiring someone. I have good people I work with. I came in the context of learning about you. And he really didn't, I'm not sure if it was his firm or him or who's pushing him to close me, to hard close me and sign me up as a client, but it ruined the relationship. And do you think I ever referred to him? No. Do you think I ever called him back? Do you think I ever did business with him? Even if I wanted to change financial advisors? No. Right? It was just too salesy, too pushy, too about value, too not about value, rather, too just, closing someone, making money, Again, I'm not sure if it was him or his mentor or his firm that taught him to do this and just close everyone you can. And they come in for a talk, and the first thing you do, fill out these forms. It's like, well, wait, let me talk to you. Let's build some rapport, have a good conversation, build some trust, find connections, find commonalities, build some rapport, build this connection with people. Because remember, people will buy from people they like and they trust, right? So if your first thing is to sell them, whether it's a call or an email or a live meeting or whatever, a Zoom meeting, you're going to turn them off. And people will maybe they'll us Canadians are always very nice, right? So maybe they will play nice. Oh, that sounds great. Thank you. I got it. This sounds great. Or thank you very much for this. I'll let you know, or I get back to you, or whatever. It's a Canadian way, or this is really interesting. It's the Canadian way of saying, no thanks, or I'm out. So that's the key I want you to get here, guys, is always be thinking, how can I give value to this person? How can I give more value to my clients? And yes, it can be a newsletter. Well, let me take that back. It can be a tip, a weekly tip. Avoid sending long newsletters no one reads. I don't think anyone reads them, and that's my advice, or most will get missed. It's a quick tip. If you're known for a quick, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minute tops tip that you send out maybe weekly, people will listen to that. A quick tip, hey, it's Divakar or Alex or Dwayne has a quick tip of the week, 1 or 2 minutes, bite-sized, how to pay less, or hey, how to make sure you save for when you're older, or hey, how to ABCD, right? If it's something quick and they know it's your quick tip, they'll open it and they'll read it. If they know it's a long newsletter or a 20, 30-minute thing, I've been so busy lately, I've been deleting all the newsletters and only reading the quick tip. If I know someone's got a quick email or a quick 1 or 2 minute video, I'll watch it. These long newsletters with umpteen subjects, I've been just deleting, and most people I can guarantee you have been as well. So find ways to give value. Maybe it is that weekly tip. Maybe it's a YouTube channel. Create a YouTube channel. Even if you have 1 or 2 followers at first, who cares? And then email that video tip out to people, guys. Whether it's networking, referring people. I have a huge Rolodex of people that I refer to and network back and forth as well. I think it's a wonderful way to add value. Hey, here's someone you want to talk to. Or hey, I know your kid likes, bouncy castles. I met someone the other day that rents bouncy castles. Or I for example, last week I connected 2 people. They both have not-for-profit agencies. One's in Canada, one's in the US. They do slightly different things. I thought, you guys should connect. You guys should talk. You both have not-for-profits. I think it'll be a huge value for you. What do you think? So that's one of the big things I thought I would share. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions so far? Questions, concerns, comments? Agree, disagree, love it, hate it? Always be giving value. And that's the big thing, is always seek to give value. I promise you it'll come back, and it may not come back from that person. It's just that, again, I think it's that energy out, or karma, whatever you believe in, that energy out, it comes back in. Refer, help people, help other people, and it'll come back to you. I promise, promise, promise. The other thing too, when you're talking to people, that really gets them enrolled and understanding, as long as you're listening, and we'll talk about that in a second, is ask them, so what are the challenges in your life that you'd like to avoid? And they tell you, great. And what happens when you avoid those? Good. And listen and write it down. And so now tell me, and this is again when you're having a meeting with them, probably not on your first, although it could be your first networking event. You never know. And so when you're talking with them, you develop a relationship, you have some more time. So what challenges you like to avoid? What happens when you do? And then you can ask, cool, what actions do you want to take? Cool. Okay. And then what happens when you take these actions? And what are the achievements that you want to have in your life? And what happens when you achieve them? And then you'll start getting down to some really, really important stuff versus, well, I want to make more money. Great, but that's not what the core of important. They want to make more money. The core of this, they want to make more money to, again, take the kids to Disneyland, maybe work less and make more, maybe take big cruises or travel or give back or do something, right? That's what they really care about. I want to pay less tax and I want to make more money. Well, yes, but that's not truly what they want. And when you get them to tell you what they truly want by saying, well, what happens when you achieve that? What happens when you avoid that? What happens when you take those actions? Those are the golden nuggets. Those are the potatoes, as my mentor says, that people really actually care about. And when you talk to that versus only talking to, I'll make you more money, I have a better rate, I'll save you taxes. When you talk to, hey, this is a direct link between you going to Disneyland with your nieces and nephews, or you traveling as much as you want, or are you giving back to the world? Are you helping the environment? Are you whatever? That is what they care about, and that's why they'll buy from you. So what you can do is connect what you do, and at this point you can connect and tell them what you do. Connect what you do with their potatoes or the stuff that's really important to them versus I want to make more money or I want to save more money. Well, sure, they want that, but why? It's like, do you want the drill or do you want the hole in the wall to hang up the picture, right? You don't really care about the drill, you want the hole in the wall. So you can put the nail in to put the picture up. That's one thing. And the last thing I wanted to touch on, guys, and I'll leave it open for questions. The last thing I wanted to touch on is really listen and really be present with your clients. Believe me, I used to be the opposite of this. Years ago, I would clean or vacuuming while having sales calls because I liked to multitask, or I was just waiting for them. Again, this is many years ago when I first started. I was just waiting for someone to shut up so I could say, okay, do you want to buy? Do you want to pay me now? Right? And the total wrong thing to do. And this is why I do what I do. This is why I love talking about this, because I was doing the total wrong thing at the beginning. Now I change, and it's how can I help this person? How can I make their life better? How can I provide value and lots of value? And how can I help them? Even if they never ever do business with me, how can I help them? And that has a different energy and different vibe, guys. And that helps you be present and not instead of thinking, I hope they buy, or I got to pay my bills, or I got to pay my mortgage, I hope I close them this week. It has a different energy, and actually care to listen to them. Instead of listening, oh, I've heard this before. Oh, they're probably going to talk about this. Avoid any assumptions. Avoid, yeah, I've heard this before. Pretend you know nothing. Pretend you know nothing, and you're there to listen and be super curious. And be present with them. If you need, take a huge breath in. Hold it for 7 seconds, and then exhale slowly over 8 seconds. They probably won't even notice you're doing it. And that also is a nice way to get relaxed and grounded. And you'll notice my voice has even gone deeper now that I've done that with you. So always do that. Be as present, grounded, and relaxed as you can be. If you're stressed or frustrated, take a few minutes to a deep breath in. A really deep breath in, hold it for 7 seconds, under 8. Exhale. The other thing you do is feel, if you're sitting, feel your tailbone and sync your conscious, your awareness to your tailbone. If you're standing, sync your conscious awareness to your feet and what your feet feel like and what sensations in your feet. It'll literally get you present and get you down in your body and grounded so you can actually listen to them and talk to them. And if you stand out and people know you're listening to them versus the other financial advisors that they've talked to that haven't listened to them or just want to sell something or buy something from me, if you stand out by how can I help, how can I serve, and that attitude of just I want to serve, I want to help, what's going on? How can I help? What are your challenges? What do you want to achieve? What actions do you want to take? Hey, how can I help, or how can I refer you and connect you to someone who can help you? And listen, learn, and I think you'll do a lot better. It'll 10x using that avoid, achieve, act framework and really listening, being present, having nothing in your brain but them. They are the most important person in the world at that given moment. And I promise you, it'll transform your sales. That is for sure. Unless there's any questions, I know we gotta end probably in a moment. If you guys want, though, feel free absolutely to have any questions, post any questions, challenges, sales objections, or credibility, anything. I'm very happy to help. I have a lot more notes here I can talk on, but the new way to sell is just giving service, giving value. The old way to sell is being pushy or trying to sell someone, close someone. People will run like hell, guys. Trust me. Be of service. How can I help someone create awesome relationships? And as Dan Sullivan says, forget about your commodity. Forget about the thing you do. Focus on creating value, creating deep, relaxing, and positive relationships, meaningful relationships. And that is what will get you the references and the referrals. That'll keep customers there and get people saying, no, thank you. I'm going to work with, I hope I'm saying your name right, Divakar. I'm already working with Divakar. Already working with Dwayne. Already working with Lisa. Right, and thanks, but no thanks. Or they go through a slew of financial advisors or CFPs or planners or CPAs, whatever it is, and they remember you because you were the one that listened, asked great questions, and just again shut up and listened. And the other good thing too is you can repeat back. Here's another secret, guys. I won't explain now because we have not enough time. However, the key is repeat back to what they said using their words, almost verbatim. Paraphrasing is good because it can show them rather that you understand. However, to show you're actually listening, you can actually repeat back in their words. Paraphrase, almost be like a parrot. for reasons I don't have time to explain, it's how the brain works, and they hear their own words. If they say, I want to, kick-ass financial advisor, financial planner, tell them you're a kick-ass financial planner advisor, and use their keywords, use what they've said, use exactly what they've said when you repeat it back to them, and they will, wow, he has listened, or she has listened to me, and that will make you stand above the crowd. And my pleasure, Mark. It's my pleasure. Happy to be here, guys. Happy to be here. And you're very welcome, guys. You're very, very, very welcome. Hope this has been of value. Sorry for the technical problems at first, but I hope I gave you some value. Use this, guys. Remember these tools, these thoughts, and this has been recorded anyway, so you should be good. Everyone have a great day. Be well. Talk soon. Bye-bye.